Hey guys, I'm Devin,
I'm Diego.
And I'm Max.
and today on Baka Burrito we have a very special viewer requested video for you guys. We're going to be doing an Arc 1 review of Black Clover. And just to clarify for everyone, have either of you guys seen the anime before?
Yes.
No.
Okay.
The point is that I've watched enough to have a discussion. I'll be open-minded, but
Nothing
there are
says.
things that that
Of course. That's almost
That's
all
maybe away.
shows. And again, this is going to be three very subjective but very different opinions, or maybe not very different. We haven't actually discussed it. These are going to be three subjective opinions on the quality, writing, and design of the show, Black Clover. And
we're gonna go
this,
through characters,
yeah,
plot,
Yeah.
and animation, sound design, art.
exactly.
And
So, I also want to say one last thing before we actually get started. Is that this is a review of the first arc, which in the manga is 10 chapters, and in the anime
I might
it is
read the manga.
yeah in the manga it's 10 chapters, but in the anime it is 13.
Episodes.
And
not
there
chapters.
is 13 episodes, sorry, and there is a reason for that, but we'll get into that when after we get to that point.
All right. So let me just get this off my chest. Asta in the first 2 episodes and onward for a little too long, just for a little too long, is really annoying, dude.
I will fight you.
He is so annoying, man.
Listen,
And like,
listen.
can you blame me for having that opinion? Because
Yes.
No.
like just think about it. Like he's not like he's like an over exaggerated version of like a
Naruto.
shonen of Naruto, of Luffy,
Yeah.
of I guess just them too, right?
No, but
and
it is
even
it
and even
is
Gon, because
Yeah.
he says his catchphrase so many times per episode that it's like oh my god, and he doesn't say it's not like a catchy catchphrase. He like says the whole story behind it.
To
And,
be
like, why.
fair, so the one rebuttal I will give to that is the only time he really ever says that he's going to be the Wizard King is when he's getting completely shit on by everyone, and he does get shit on a lot.
Can I go off on that also, actually? Because
There is one more
Yeah.
thing.
I guess
The-
that might be true. Yeah, that might be true. But still.
Because the thing I do agree with you, there is no excuse for the Banshee shriek.
What's the Banshee?
Ha!
Oh yeah,
Bruh.
that's just annoying.
Bruh.
And if I may jump in, though, to completely rebuttal what you're saying, is the reason
Yeah,
I
please.
like Asta, and the reason I actually kind of like the idea of him being loud, is his way of like kind of screaming to the world that he isn't useless, and just because he doesn't have magical power, he could still compete with these people. Because to him, like for me, when I see him screaming to, like, it's annoying. Yes, it can be, but to him screaming to the heavens, when you read it in the manga more specifically, it's showing that he's not backing down to this challenge. He's not going to let these negative voices or these negative thoughts prevent him from trying to actually achieve his goals. And to me, him just screaming is trying to overcome those voices and go scream above them.
But I will say,
would that go with sound
yes,
also?
but specifically because of one thing. The sound design there is a little lacking in the sense that every single line he has for the first 3 episodes at least is him shrieking. It's literally him yelling. He does not have one line in episode 1, 2, or 3 that is not him yelling, except his inner monologue.
And if I may say, maybe the reason that I see it differently, though, is because I actually read the manga before the show came out.
So did I.
And I see that just like completely different than how the show portrays it. And that's the image I keep of Asta, even when I see him shrieking.
Yes, but that's not unbiased. That is a biased view based on the manga. We're just talking about the anime.
But, you know, the manga still is involved in the episodes, so we could still discuss based off we're talking about characters in Black Clover, not necessarily how the
So-
anime portrayed said characters.
So while we're still on characters, actually, because again, I think we dumped on Asa because I do think his motivation believable. I like his work
Yeah.
ethic. He's one of the few Rock Lee type characters that I actually like
love his
because
work ethic.
he actually sticks to the work instead of saying if I can't do this, I'll do this instead. No, Asa just busted out 1,000.
Yeah, he's pretty stubborn.
No,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
he drinks a lot of juice and a lot of milk and goes into the woods and lifts a lot of trees.
So, how do you guys feel about the artistic adaptation of the characters from the manga? If you don't know, that's fine.
I mean, I have like some manga panels pulled up here because I actually own the Viz.
Okay.
The Viz subscription shit.
Mhm.
So, I mean, like, I think it's pretty accurate, honestly. I think the manga could be, I mean, is a little bit cleaner in terms
Of
of art,
course.
but that's like
It
almost
usually
always
is.
the case. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
always the case.
I think I have
So
a. Go
I think I would actually rather go through the manga. I feel like it might be like a little darker tone, which would give it a little bit more emotion behind the.
The only thing I have to say to that is the show is the levity and the dark, I guess, if to contrast that. They're handled in a kind of similar way to Hunter x Hunter, just on speed. Like
Yeah,
It
it's
go-
on. Yeah, it definitely is on speed. Yeah.
the pacing of the show, it doesn't change in the manga either. The pacing in the show is like light speed. The pacing in the manga is like light speed. I will say that is
Well,
one
hold
issue.
on. Well, that's going into plot. I think we can
Yes,
still
yes,
talk
it
about
is.
other characters.
Yes.
Yeah.
With the adaptation of the characters specifically, I will say they did Yami justice.
Oh, Yami is the
they-
man.
But that's also because Yami's
mean-
also one of the coolest characters. Period.
What I like about
It's
how
just his character
Yami is,
design, you know.
yeah, what I really like what they did with Yami though is they made him like this. I've been like the kind of like where Asta was at one point. I've gone through already all my trials. I've been the hero or whatever. Like, and he's just there like I've been there, done that. Like, I'm done. I'm gonna go beat up this guy for you, and then go back to drinking and smoking and gambling and losing all my money because I have no self control. That got a little personal, I think.
I do like I also like the introduction of the Black Bulls. But I do see there being some genericness in the character types.
Especially
Like
in the
including the
beginning
main
of the show.
characters. Like we can even. Oh well, not even the main character, but Yuno. I feel like is a good character. I liked Yuno from the beginning because he was mainly because Asta was annoying and he was shitting on Asta, and I enjoy that in my character. That's why I like Sasuke. You know, he shatted on the characters that needed to be shatted on. Yuno kind of does the same thing. And it's kind of believable, his entire, psyche, in a way.
Yeah.
It's kind of believable. I like it
Well,
a
it's
lot.
not even
So,
that he's-
I like that he's not really like an aggressive rival. It's more of like a
Yeah.
friendly rivalry. Like
Yeah,
they
exactly.
are friends.
yeah.
Which is refreshing
Yeah.
to see for once. With
Yeah,
the
it's
rivals
different.
actually
It
being-
makes it different from Naruto and Sasuke and Deku and Bakugo, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Where
Yeah, but
all
like,
three of
wow,
those have their distinct different types of art, and even Goku and Vegeta.
Yeah.
Well, like the thing is,
Yeah,
I even
even
argue
has-
like they're not even friends. They're essentially brothers.
Yeah, they
Which
are.
is something-
'Cause-
They're essentially they're not blood related, but they've lived together and grown up together.
Yeah.
And I like that dynamic a little more, just because you could see how that relationship stays like. And this is not really a spoiler, but like throughout the show, as you keep watching, you just see like that relationship is still there no matter what paths they go on. Whenever they see
Exactly.
each other, it's like seeing your brother for a long time. Like when I see my brother after college and seeing him or something, it's just like that bond you could tell is like there immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I will say that from the beginning, the Black Bulls did give a sense of like familial ties as well.
Yeah.
And then I think something I would really want to touch upon, which I guess we could just add into the character section, is the abilities.
Yes, they're some of them are
Which,
very
which
creative.
this
Like-
could lead into, I guess, actually, would that lead more into the lore and the plot? instead of
Actually,
characters?
I actually think if you start it on characters and end it with lore and plot, that's a perfect segue.
Okay, I wanna actually ask you guys a question about what do you guys think about Asta having a demon? That
'Cause they
demon
say
shadow
it's a-
behind him wasn't popping up, and
No, 'cause-
he didn't actually have a sword. It was just all symbolic.
No, the sword
Yeah.
is real.
The sword's very real. But those are like
The
the thing
shadow
is,
behind them wasn't.
It's a shadow. No one else saw it. That's the thing.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, they're trying to insinuate, like, in the beginning, though, it's like, what does that mean? Is Asta a demon? Is what's going on?
And
Like,
Yeah,
and I don't like the way they exposition like the
because
things in the show, if that makes sense.
so the thing about it is, I do understand why you thought that was a demon, right? Why you think it is.
I was right. I didn't think it was right. I
Oh
was
no, no,
right.
no! You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Because he does have a demon, right? Spoiler for anyone who's on episode
That's
1
not a
or chapter
spoiler.
1. Yo! But here's the thing. Here's the thing. In the anime, they don't actually confirm it because they didn't. In the anime, they did not. However, in the manga, it is confirmed. Pretty
Did
early.
anyone not think he didn't have a demon?
oh no, that was so I
No,
was like,
I knew he did. I'm just
Okay.
saying the anime doesn't confirm it. They keep it kind of vague for a little too long.
I was not it.
so yeah, Diego, nice.
That's one thing we don't agree on right there.
That's
That was-
fine. That's fine. That's fine. But yeah, you're right. It does show that he's a demon, and as for how I feel about it, I think they could have just straight up confirmed it. I mean, I know that they tried to do the whole symbolic
I don't feel like
symbolism.
they did. But go on.
I don't think they did it well. You're right, because it was really upfront. Because in the manga chapter, it straight up confirmed it.
They were just
Yeah, like it
yeah,
wasn't
he a demon.
like it wasn't subtle. Like
Exactly.
the exposition isn't subtle, so it doesn't feel almost as real. Like the way we go about learning Asta's backstory, and I mean the flashback was nice, but like when they're talking about how Asta doesn't have magic abilities, it feels like almost like forced.
Mhm.
The dialogue feels forced. It doesn't feel like the characters would actually be talking about that at the moment. Like it would feel like they've already had those conversations at the time they've had. You know what I'm saying? Like
I will
it
say
should be
the
a
one
lot
thing
closer.
the one thing I will say is that once they start explaining it to new characters, I think it makes a lot more sense. Like
yes.
when Sister Lily, Yuno, and the priest are talking about it with the members of the Golden Dawn briefly, that makes sense because the members of the also I will have to say
Yeah.
that is episodes 12 and 13 technically are not canon. They're added in so that we get Yuno's point of view of the beginning of his journey.
Which I appreciate.
Because that would take the place, like I said, it's only 10 chapters in the manga. That part doesn't actually happen in the manga. It's
Yeah.
talked about.
If I may touch on one thing that I really
Yes.
did like about the first 13 episodes,
Yeah.
and I'm always a sucker for like these scenes where like Asta like goes to like the nomination. So you get that one guy who's like, I don't even know, like Chad. I'm just gonna call him Chad because
Oh, the Bahe guy?
yeah, he's Chad. Let's just put it that way. He looks like a Chad, like he is a Chad. But one of the most satisfying things to me is when this man over here, like, I have an invincible bubble. You can't beat me. And then Asa just straight up just takes the sword and just starts beating him into oblivion.
I
There
do
was just
like
nothing more
that
satisfying
ability.
than that.
I like.
No, I did like the
Asta's
ability.
ability. Like
I like that he doesn't shoot it out.
Yeah, I like how it's very limited in range. Like with this, because it's a sword, literally limited in range. And what I like mostly about it though is like the one moment when all the what's it called, the squad, all the squads. I was about to say 13 Godas, but I'm like that's wrong anime.
13.
Yeah, but I'm like wrong anime. But what is it called? Magical Knights.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of the Magical Knight squads all start with not wanting him to be part of their squads. And one of the most satisfying feelings though is when Yami does roll up and he's like, "Nah, I'm gonna take a chance on you."
Well, it was already shown that Yami was interested in him.
Yeah, what I liked specifically though was how you could see like how Asa's dreams might be shattered right there, and like his realization that he might not be accepted, but then being able to bounce back at that moment, being like, even if I fail this time, I'm gonna come back next year and the year after that until I finally get what I want.
I will disagree only because of the fact that I don't think that scene was suspenseful enough.
In the manga, it was way more suspenseful.
Exactly.
I'm reading it in rose tint goggles, unfortunately, because I read the manga first.
Yeah, you see, I think I'm gonna have to go through this with the manga because for me, the suspense is lost in a lot of the scenes while I'm
They
going
pace
through
it a
it.
little too fast, which is
Yeah,
one
yeah,
issue with it.
they pace it fast, and the dialogue feels like I'm just like, all right, come on, like I get it.
It's kind of crazy though because the dialogue and the pacing are the same, but I don't know. You can add nuance when you read it, and when they just try to shove the meaning down your throat in the show, I do dislike that. Like they're spoon feeding a little too much. However, I'm still not saying the show is bad because I don't
No,
really.
it's not.
I mean, I don't think I've seen enough to say that it's bad, but
That's fair.
these are just the things that I look at, and I'm just like, what makes. I guess at the end of the day, I'm like, what makes me want to continue watching Black Clover? And like, I don't have an answer to that.
Nah, if I have to watch all of Hunter x Hunter, you have to watch all of Black Clover.
but like,
I'm sorry. Those aren't equal.
yeah,
Yeah,
those
they
are
are
not
for
equal.
me.
They're not.
I like them both.
I will say though, I do think I had more a better time with the first 10 episodes of Black Clover than I did with the first 10 episodes of Hunter x Hunter. The show does start really slow.
Yeah, I think it's because the abilities, which I want to talk about, the abilities are like right off the bat. You know, in Hunter x Hunter, you have to wait till Nen for like super interesting fights to come out, and that doesn't happen till the Heavens Arena arc. Versus in episode 2, Asta's already summoning blades. He's already has a conjurer ability. He's already summoning blades and has a demon, and this guy can like control chains and shit.
Yeah.
And this guy created a
but
hamster
the CGI
wheel.
chains were kind of.
Nah,
The CGI for the chains was kind of bad, but I will say I think the chain ability is very interesting because he can detect your magic, he can sense how much you have, whether it's higher or lower than his, and then it seals it as well. I think they took a little page out of Kurapika's book. Like, every character who gets their own individual arc has a satisfying arc. I'm gonna just go ahead and say one. I'm not gonna say the arc. Finral, the guy who teleports.
Yeah.
He gets a fantastic arc.
Honestly, oh yeah, okay. So then, on top of the powers, I love how it's used in like daily life. Like people are like, oh, it's kind of like bending. Like, oh, you're not gonna be able to find a job. You're not gonna be able to do this, that. Yep. You know what I'm saying? So that's always interesting whenever it's incorporated into the world like that. I love that when they did that with quirks, Chakra, Naruto. Everything. The way it's incorporated into the world is very important to me. And it shows that there's potential for world building, especially with the backstory of the Wizard King. And one thing that, I don't care if you guys spoil me on this, but like, I kind of want to know that that demon head that he's like next to.
Yes, it's
explained.
It's explained. Yes, it's real.
Okay, if it's real, if that's the one that the Wizard King killed, how is it that it's just a small town? If that guy saved the world, how is that? Like for me, it would make more sense if that to be like a monumental thing, and like cities be built around it, and it be like protected or something. You know what I'm saying?
The issue is Hodge Village is located in this place. I think they call it the Desolate Zone. It's
middle of nowhere.
Yeah, it's pretty much in between. It's literally like near the border of them and their rival.
Oh, they barely have any food and stuff there.
Not that they barely have any food and stuff. I mean, they do. Not much grows there, but
potatoes.
Where it is it's pretty much in between two kingdoms that are constantly at war with each other. So that would be a bad place to build a capital.
What the hell? Wizard King can't just pull up and be like, bruh, boy, and then that's it.
That's how politics works. Diego.
Well, yeah, that too, and the other nations do have magic as well, as you'll find out later in the series. It's not.
Yeah, but like, I'm not. When I say boy, I don't mean like attack people. I mean like, Avatar, find the balance of the, find the balance.
How this world works, Diego.
He's not the Wizard King for the other nations.
Oh.
He's the Wizard King for
so he didn't save the world. He just saved.
He did. Kingdom? The first Wizard King did save the world. However.
Okay.
After that, it just became
okay.
A thing.
I'll find out about the lore. Yes. There could be a part 2 to this video if the lore's in depth, and then I could they're really good. From what you guys are telling me, it seems like there could be. Like, it might be actually well thought out.
And they do. I will say this. They expand on the powers. Like right now, it's just let me shoot this at you.
But I'm not watching the anime. I'm reading the manga.
That's fine. So my thing with the powers, because I haven't talked about it yet. My thing with the powers is I do like that they show that royals by blood have a stronger magic. just based on the fights that they were having in the selection process, you saw the one guy make a earth golem and the other guy had like water twisters that he was just like whipping around, and it was like two completely overpowered abilities, and that's why people are shocked at who has like really strong magic. You know what I mean? Like because
He's wind. Yeah, he's wind.
yeah, he's wind, but like it's not even the element that's surprising because with the exception of Asta, I think we've seen other users of like elemental magic,
Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of users of elemental magic.
Yeah, actually, I think in the first 13 episodes we see like 6 different users of water magic.
Yeah.
All in their own unique ways.
Not completely. I think the mist guys were the most unique for
It's
water
kinda-
users.
Pretty dope.
It's kind of what you would expect magic to be used like
Yeah.
in that type of world, and I kind of enjoy that aspect of it.
The one thing they left out from the anime that they didn't cover from the manga is the fact that your grimoire, the spell book, it develops spells based on you. Like, so whatever you're doing, your magic will be more focused on doing that. You can use generic spells like, ooh, my water goes whoosh. But like if, for example, when Noelle awakens the water bubble, like as a defensive technique, her desire to protect people is what formulated a spell. Other water users may not have that spell. Same way Sister Lily has the Heavenly Fist ability.
Which is pretty cool.
It's literally just a construct of a water fist that she sent
Yeah.
out to, because she's used to disciplining children. Like,
It works.
I agree.
And my thing is that what
No,
I really like
I guess
about
it's
this.
not that powerful of an attack though.
Oh no, definitely not. Definitely not.
But one of the things I really like about the show in general, though, is like how the power system works. Is that there's a lot of different unique ways of using their magic. It's not just I'm going to completely overpower you, and one thing that's just nice is that everything is used in a unique way. Like every character seems to have a unique way of most. I'm going to change it to most characters have a unique way of fighting, which keeps every fight very fresh and makes you have to like, actually think, oh, how am I going to beat this person? Obviously, negating magic kind of matches up well against most. I'm not going to say all, but most opponents.
So, unless you
I mean,
guys,
talk the beauty of the sound real quick.
I like to know some more questions about like the type of art style. Like, what would you compare the art style to? Like is it enjoyable to read? Do you like the character designs?
I think the art. Okay, so I think the art in the anime and the manga has its moments where it's so detailed. However, in the manga, he defaults a lot of times in like side panels and stuff to like chibi type avatars, especially in like the lighter situations where it's like, oh, they're like in the background and they're doing something silly, so like they use the chibi. Whereas the in between frames in the anime, sometimes they can get sloppy. Not so much in the beginning, and like in the first 20 some odd episodes, they're not too bad. But like once you get past that point, there are some episodes where it kind of looks bad. Like, but again,
I think that's an issue with the fact that they've been weekly releasing these episodes for a long time.
It's not
and that's
seasonal?
good. No, it's not. It's weekly, and I think that's where the problem
yeah.
sometimes comes because
Yep.
there are deadlines to hit. There's rushing through sometimes things and getting things just
I
out
feel like
there.
every anime should start going seasonal. Like do the My Hero. We proved with Attack on Titan and My Hero Academia that it is possible.
I say My Hero, yes. Attack on Titan. I stopped losing my interest after I had to wait like 3 years.
Well, yeah, but that's not at that point it wasn't seasonal. But you know what I'm saying?
Production issues. That was production issues.
Yeah, that was prediction issues. But like, it's possible, you know.
Because like it didn't season 3 have like the first half release and then a couple months later second half of season 3 released and then we got season 4. It's the same thing with ReZero season 2. We got the first half and then we're getting the second half. I think
they need to stop doing weekly. They need to start doing like
I think certain animes it can work.
I think for like Naruto it worked, but like even Naruto had to
fillers. Naruto did not work, dude. Imagine if like Madhouse remade Naruto or some shit.
Yo,
well,
and they added no filler, and they added no filler, and they added, you know what I'm saying? Like it was just perfect.
Yo, one thing I gotta say, if Madhouse did it, the fight.
Whew. Nah, bro, Ufotable Naruto. I'm telling you, bro. Ufotable has the best fight scenes.
Yo, Ufotable. No, they did volleyball. It made it just so.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Like, I'm sorry. Can you please put that clip there because my God, it was just so nice.
What's the studio that did that did Kuroko no Basket, because that's
Oh my
ridiculous.
god!
The anime, I watch Kuroko no Basket for the spectacle, for the animation alone. Like that's
You know
it.
what's
Like,
funny about you saying that? Max talks about that very thing in his video, Sports for Weaves Part 3. Shameless plug.
wow, that's that. You know, shameless plug, unintended. You know,
Happy.
I'd call Black Clover's art closer to like One Piece and Fairy Tail at its high moments.
that's cap.
No,
At
sorry.
the high moments for
the
Black
high-
Clover, yes.
The
At the
highest.
high, at the high moments, it's as
Oh,
good.
at the whole moments, you think it's as good as One Piece?
I do.
I feel
I
like that's
also-
cap. But I'll see. I'll see.
Truthfully, I don't think One Piece's art is like the best thing ever. I think it's very good, but I also like things like Chainsaw Man and Berserk, which
Yeah,
have
you like the gritty and stuff. Yeah.
which those have like I'm not even talking like I'm just talking about the quality of the art. Like if you look at an image of Nosferatu Zod, the way that is drawn from Berserk, he's like better than anything in One Piece. Although
I mean, I guess you could talk about detail, but that's because it's a monthly manga. I would say more
it's
about.
not even monthly. That's the thing.
It's a yearly manga.
I just think Kentaro.
well, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Like,
I just think Kentaro Miura is a better artist than most mangaka. Yeah, so that's about it for art and design, plot, and characters. Now I guess what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to give our rates of the show. I believe, Diego, you said you wanted to sit out from this.
yeah. I'm not gonna have a rate, but I'll give my final thoughts, my first impression, and
Okay.
and what
So-
I'm expecting, I guess.
So if you want to go ahead and go first, give your first
Oh, yeah.
impression of the series.
Okay, so my first impression of the series is okay. So I love the little bits and pieces of lore that it's setting up. You know, there's definitely a lot of potential in the series. I do like the characterizations for some of the characters. Some of them seem a little like some of the not too important characters, like the fodder, seem very like over the top, like evil for like no
Just call
reason.
them
You know what I'm
fodder.
saying? You know, or I maybe they might not be fodder. They might like show up later or some shit.
Feel
But
so disrespected, but okay.
but like I don't know, they just seem overly like you know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Put
They
down the
seem like
shovel, keep
Ozais.
going.
They seem like Ozais that like shouldn't be Ozais. I don't know if that makes sense.
No,
They're such deep characters within them, and they're about to like. It's like I don't care about what they're saying. You know what I'm saying? They're not interesting. If that makes sense. So it's like it almost feels. All right, there's a lot of wasted dialogue in the show, but I do like characterization and lore so far.
Okay. And then do you have anything about like power system at all for that? How do you feel about that?
Oh well, I feel like the power system goes into lore or the
And-
characters.
And then would you recommend any aspect of Black Clover?
No, I cannot recommend anything. for
Okay.
Black Clover. Honestly. Also, at the end of this video, after you guys done giving your rating, if you guys could actually tell me reasons to go forward with it, because I'm only gonna read 10 chapters. If they can't grasp my attention in 10 chapters, then I can't give it my, because I have to. Why would I watch Black Clover over anything else? You know, if I like, why would I spend my time on Black Clover if I can go?
I'll probably be commenting down below on that. Don't worry.
Okay. So Max, if you don't mind, I'll go first and then you could wrap up. Okay.
All right. I live for wrapping up.
I know.
That's why he's a burrito rapper.
I keep the burrito together.
My final thoughts on Arc 1 of Black Clover is the fact that I think it is a decent introduction to the series.
I think it's a decent introduction to anime. Go on.
I do. I agree with that as well. I think Black Clover is a good introduction to anime overall. You do get your share of the tropes, the positives, the negatives that usually happen. And I can also talk on this from beyond this point. The one thing I will say I dislike is the sound choice for Asta, like his voice, and I'm sure everyone who's ever watched anime has heard this before. Asta's voice, the choice for his voice was not great. And I'll plug in a clip here of him shrieking. I apologize to our viewers. The next thing I want to say I dislike is how stale Yuno seems at first.
Yeah.
I can talk from experience. He does get better, but he does seem pretty stale. So the main two characters being a little like
One's
I don't.
annoying and one's stale. It's
Yeah,
like
one
it could drive off.
in
It could
the
drive off.
anime specifically, I did get more Sasuke vibes from him in the manga, and so I stuck with it because I'm a Sasuke stan. Everyone knows this. I'm like a Sasuke tard. He's like one of the greatest characters in Naruto. Um,
He
but
is the best.
yeah, exactly. I was getting big Sasuke vibes from him in the manga, so that's what I liked. However, some positives about the show. I love the magic. I love the lore. Um, I like the selection exam. It made sense. It was like a quick tuning exam. Like it was just quick.
I would like if there was more expanse in the magic, like if they expanded it in like how Nen did or how Chakra did in the magic. I'm sure they do. But like the Grimoire, I feel like that was the perfect opportunity to like just exposition on what a Grimoire is. I feel like that was the perfect opportunity to capture me. But
Trust
like,
me. It comes
it
later.
pays off later. It pays off later.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because not everyone's grimoire is the same size, and that plays into key plot
Oh
points.
yeah. I was noticing that people were like,
Yeah,
mine's
you said
bigger,
size.
mine's thicker. I was like,
Yeah, you say size
got
matters,
a sword.
perhaps.
Yeah, pretty much. That's why said in that one episode, why is size the only thing that matters with you people? Because has a decent size grimoire. Asta has a decent sized grimoire. There are some people who have smaller grimoires. But anyway, before I spoil some crazy nonsense, so my final thought is the fact that I think it's a great jumping off point for anime in general, manga as well. I think the story itself anyone who likes to read can gain something from most manga and anime anyway. But there are good literary devices in this for potential aspiring writers, for people who just like to read in general, and for people just getting into anime. It's something that seems pretty like carefree and easygoing at first, for you to just dive into cautiously. Like if you just want to try out anime, this is a good series to just try. And overall, I would rate Arc 1 of Black Clover just in a microcosm by itself. I would rate Arc 1 of Black Clover probably a 3 out of 5. So like a mid score, like a middle score. It's not terrible, it's not great, it's just good. Overall 3 out of 5. I think that's a good halfway score for anyone just trying to find something to watch. I think it's definitely worth watching, and I definitely think it's worth reading. So, Max, your final thoughts?
Yep, I'll keep mine short and sweet since you guys pretty much did almost all the thinking for me. Appreciate that. I'm a simple man with simple needs when it comes to watching anime, okay? Personally, I like that there's action right off the bat. Love that because I'm a shonen junkie. Just in general, I like the underdog idea with like he's powerless, kind of in a world where power matters significantly.
Faded.
And
No, but everything is faded. All the grimoires are faded. They're connected.
Well,
to
yeah.
Yeah. So it's not like it's not like it's an asshole.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's an asshole, but it's like I don't want it to be like an underdog. Like you're prophesized almost.
It is an underdog story in the beginning.
It's almost prophesized.
But he is. But continue that. But continue, Max. Continue, Max, because I don't actually want to spoil.
Because I was talking about the first 13 episodes in a microcosm here. Okay.
Yep.
What I also need to know is what workout regimen Asta does, because oh man, I need some of that in my life.
1,000 handstand push-ups.
I bet Devin, you and I were doing that challenge
His
tomorrow.
His shoulders must be amazing.
They are. Have you not seen they're well defined as hell? And Devin's scared to do 1,000 stand push-ups. What's wrong?
Max,
Anyway.
you remember the handstand shirt challenge?
Yo, we did it. Anyway,
Continue. I'm sorry.
in my personal opinion, it's a really good, like, especially for just like a shonen anime. Like, if you want to learn about the genre, this is one of those that you could definitely just get into, get a feel for the entire genre, and you'll be able to tell if you like shonen or not, probably based off the first 13 episodes. If you don't like what the genre is, the good and the bad, you can see it all in 13 episodes.
Nah.
I
I
disagree,
disagree.
and I'm hesitant to put that thought out there. I'm gonna leave it in, but I'm hesitant to put that out only because that could off-put people from shonen if they've never tried it and if they
And then they
choose
watch
they
Black
just
Clover, and
It
then they're
could,
like, "Oh, I've
but
watched
you
Black
get
Clover,
an
and I've watched
idea
One
of
Piece and
you get an
Naruto."
idea of what the good and bad is that comes with the genre. That's what I'm saying with the 13
I
episodes.
definitely think they need more than that, but I do get where you're coming from. I
And
think Go
I
ahead.
rated it a 7 out of 10 overall, just for me personally, because I personally have a soft spot for this anime.
for anyone who's
You
wondering,
have a
that's a
soft spot for every anime.
for anyone who's wondering, 7 out of 10 is a 3.5 out of 5. I don't know why Max changed the scale, but here we are.
Because I dare to be different, okay?
Isn't that
Any-
the 5 gum commercial?
Yeah.
I mean,
it
a
is.
scale's a scale, whatever.
Yeah,
you know,
word.
It's a- yeah,
numbers. It's
Why
just a number.
No, because you see, just like in Black Clover, my scale has to be bigger than yours, just like the books.
Okay. I did is faded. And on that note, we have
I've
been
been-
Baka Burrito.
I'm Devin.
I'm Diego.
And I'm Max. My scale's
Nope.
bigger.
Don't forget to leave a comment down below convincing Diego to stick with Black Clover and any videos you'd like to see in the future. Like the video and go ahead and subscribe to the channel. See you guys next time.
You better continue with Black Clover.